Have you ever wondered why some relationships last while others fall apart? Why do we sometimes feel like we're constantly trying to keep our relationships from falling apart? Is there a simple way to ensure that love remains strong and vibrant? You know, it's fascinating how relationships, much like our inner lives, require constant nurturing and attention to flourish. In a world that often glorifies instant gratification and surface-level connections, the depth and quality of our relationships can sometimes be overlooked. It is crucial to understand that the quality of our relationships holds far more significance than their duration. Celebrating 2 decades of togetherness means little if those years are marred by heartache, infidelity, and unresolved conflicts. Relationships should be defined by mutual respect, trust, and genuine connection rather than merely the passage of time. True fulfillment in relationships comes from their depth and authenticity, not just their longevity. The truth is, relationships are not immune to the challenges and complexities of human nature. We often bring our unresolved issues, fears, and insecurities into our interactions with others, sometimes without even realizing it. This can lead to behaviors that, if left unchecked, gradually erode the foundation of trust, love, and mutual respect upon which healthy relationships are built. Yet, just as Stoicism teaches us the importance of self-awareness and intentional living, it also offers valuable insights into the behaviors that can undermine the very bonds we hold dear. If you're interested in learning how to nurture your relationships and keep them healthy, hit the like button and subscribe to the Stoic Lethabel channel for more insightful content. 1. Lack of communication. Have you ever felt like you're speaking into a void, where your words and feelings seem to disappear without a trace? Communication is the lifeblood of any relationship, the conduit through which we share our thoughts, desires, and concerns. Yet many relationships falter due to a breakdown in this essential exchange. Imagine trying to navigate a dense forest without a map or compass. Without clear communication, you're both stumbling in the dark, guessing at each other's needs and intentions. For example, take a couple where each person assumes the other knows their thoughts and feelings. Over time, unspoken words turn into silent grievances, and the bond weakens. You might recall a time when you felt misunderstood or ignored because of a lack of communication. What was your last argument about? Do you think if you had communicated your feelings more openly, things might have been different? Picture a moment when you were holding back tears or frustration, hoping your partner would read your mind and understand your pain. It's a common experience that can lead to significant issues if left unaddressed. Reflect on how many relationships have been lost simply because our egos got in the way, stopping us from sharing our true thoughts and feelings. Imagine the countless moments of potential understanding and connection that slipped away because we were too afraid to be vulnerable. It's not just about talking, it's about truly listening and understanding each other. When communication falters, misunderstandings arise and resentment can fester, slowly chipping away at the bond you share. To foster a healthy relationship, it's crucial to cultivate open, honest, and empathetic communication. This means not only expressing your own thoughts and feelings, but also making a genuine effort to understand your partner's perspective. Open communication is essential. It allows you to express your feelings and listen to your partner without judgment. By doing so, you can address issues before they become insurmountable. Think back to a moment when you wished your partner understood you better. How did it feel to hold back your emotions, hoping they would just get it? The truth is, they probably felt the same way. To improve communication, make it a habit to check in with your partner regularly. Share your thoughts, feelings, and concerns openly. Encourage your partner to do the same, and listen with empathy and understanding. This practice can help you build a stronger connection and prevent misunderstandings from eroding your relationship. Imagine the difference it would make if you both felt truly heard and understood. When was the last time you had a deep conversation where you both shared without fear of judgment? By fostering an environment where open communication is the norm, you create a safe space for honesty and vulnerability. This connection can be the key to resolving conflicts and building a relationship that withstands the test of time. 2. Taking each other for granted. Picture a garden that's left untended, its vibrant flowers wilting and its once lush foliage turning brown. Relationships, much like gardens, require consistent care and attention to thrive. When we take our partners for granted, we risk neglecting the very elements that brought us together in the first place. This behavior can manifest in various ways, from failing to acknowledge your partner's efforts to assuming they'll always be there, regardless of how you treat them. In the early stages of a relationship, we often go out of our way to show appreciation. As time passes, these gestures can become less frequent, leading to feelings of neglect. Taking a partner for granted can erode the foundation of any relationship. Consider the story of a man who always brought his wife flowers on Fridays. Over the years, the flowers stopped coming, and with them, the feelings of love and appreciation. Stoicism teaches us the importance of gratitude and mindfulness, reminding us to appreciate the present moment and the people in our lives. By practicing gratitude, we can counteract the tendency to take our partners for granted. This involves actively recognizing and valuing their contributions, expressing appreciation, and making a conscious effort to nurture the relationship. Remember, a thriving relationship is built on mutual appreciation and effort, not complacency. Consider how you felt when a thoughtful gesture went unnoticed or unappreciated. It's a disheartening experience that can make you feel undervalued. This is why it's crucial to express gratitude and recognize the small things your partner does. A simple thank you or a kind gesture can rekindle the flame that once burned brightly. Make it a point to show appreciation regularly. Whether it's through words, actions, or small surprises, let your partner know that you value them. This not only strengthens your bond, but also fosters a positive and loving environment in your relationship. 3. Holding grudges. Holding on to past hurts is like carrying a heavy backpack filled with rocks, each representing a past grievance or hurt. It weighs you down and prevents you from moving forward. When you cling to grudges, you poison your relationship with bitterness and resentment. Think about a time when a past argument or mistake was brought up repeatedly, reopening wounds that never truly heal. Imagine the strain this behavior puts on a relationship. Each mention of a past grievance adds to the emotional burden and creates a toxic atmosphere. Letting go of grudges frees you to live in the present and build a healthier future together. It allows you to move past the hurt and focus on growth and healing. Consider the wisdom of Seneca, who said, "To be angry is to revenge the faults of others on ourselves." By holding grudges, you inflict pain upon yourself, perpetuating a cycle of negativity that harms both you and your partner. Letting go of grudges frees you to live in the present and build a healthier future together. It allows you to move past the hurt and focus on growth and healing, rather than being trapped in a loop of past grievances. Stoicism encourages you to let go of what you cannot control and focus on your own responses and attitudes. This philosophy can be particularly useful in addressing your tendency to hold grudges. By practicing forgiveness and letting go of past hurts, you free yourself from the emotional weight that hinders your relationships. Understand that holding on to anger only harms you and your relationship. This doesn't mean ignoring or excusing harmful behavior, but rather choosing to move forward with a mindset of understanding and compassion. To move past grudges, focus on resolving conflicts and finding solutions rather than dwelling on past mistakes. Engage in open and honest communication, addressing issues as they arise instead of letting them fester. In doing so, you create space for healing and renewal, allowing your relationship to flourish. By embracing a Stoic mindset, you can approach your relationship with greater empathy and patience, fostering a more harmonious and supportive connection with your loved one. 4. Lack of intimacy. Intimacy is the heartbeat of a relationship, encompassing not just physical attraction, but emotional, intellectual, and spiritual closeness. When intimacy fades, you may feel isolated and unloved, as if you and your partner are merely coexisting rather than truly living and loving together. This emotional and physical distance creates a void, leaving both partners feeling unfulfilled and disconnected. A woman once confided that she and her partner lived like roommates rather than lovers. The emotional and physical distance created a void in their relationship, a void that became increasingly difficult to bridge. Rekindling intimacy requires effort and the willingness to be vulnerable with each other. It's about sharing your innermost thoughts, fears, and desires without fear of judgment. Consider how you feel when there's a lack of intimacy in your relationship. It can be a lonely and disheartening experience, where every touch and glance feels more like a formality than a genuine connection. To restore intimacy, you need to make a conscious effort to prioritize your relationship. This involves making time for each other, engaging in activities that foster closeness, such as date nights, deep conversations, and physical affection. By nurturing intimacy, you strengthen the bond and create a more fulfilling and connected relationship. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of presence and intentionality in our actions. Applying this to your relationship means being fully present with your partner, listening actively, and expressing your love and appreciation regularly. Intimacy is built through small, consistent acts of kindness and understanding. It's about being there for each other, not just in moments of joy, but also in times of struggle and uncertainty. Rekindling intimacy is about creating a safe space where both you and your partner feel valued, understood, and connected. It's about breaking down the walls of routine and stress and finding joy in each other's company again. By embracing vulnerability and open communication, you can reignite the spark that initially brought you together. Remember, intimacy is not just a destination, but a continuous journey of growth, understanding, and love. Five, dishonesty. Imagine building a house on a foundation of sand only to watch it crumble with the slightest disturbance. Dishonesty in a relationship is much like that unstable foundation. It erodes trust and undermines the integrity of your bond. Whether it's lying about small matters or hiding significant truths, dishonesty creates a rift that can be difficult to bridge. Trust, once broken, is challenging to rebuild, and the lingering doubts can poison the relationship. Consider how dishonesty has affected your relationships in the past. Consider a man who lied about his financial situation to his partner. When the truth emerged, the betrayal was deep, and the trust was difficult to rebuild. Reflect on a time when you discovered that your partner lied about something significant. The betrayal cuts deep, and rebuilding trust becomes a daunting task. Marcus Aurelius emphasized, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." When dishonesty permeates your relationship, it stains the bond you share, leaving both partners feeling insecure and disconnected. Stoicism values honesty and integrity, advocating for truthfulness in our interactions with others. In relationships, this means being open and transparent, even when it's uncomfortable. By fostering a culture of honesty, you build a foundation of trust and reliability, ensuring that your relationship can withstand challenges and grow stronger over time. Trust is the cornerstone of a healthy relationship, and honesty is the key to maintaining it. To cultivate honesty, commit to being truthful in all aspects of your relationship. Avoid hiding information or telling white lies, as these can erode trust over time. Engage in open and honest communication, addressing issues head-on rather than letting them fester. By being transparent and authentic, you create a sense of security and strengthen the bond between you and your partner. Honesty fosters a sense of security and strengthens the bond between partners. It creates a foundation of trust that allows your relationship to thrive. Embrace the Stoic principle of truthfulness and strive to live with integrity in your relationships. By doing so, you build a stronger, more resilient bond that can weather any storm, ensuring a fulfilling and lasting connection with your loved one. 6. Jealousy and insecurity. Picture a garden overtaken by weeds, choking the life out of the plants and flowers. Jealousy and insecurity are like those weeds, suffocating the trust and joy in your relationship. Jealousy and insecurity can act like corrosive acids, eating away at the foundation of a relationship. When we allow these feelings to dominate, we create an atmosphere of mistrust and anxiety. These emotions often stem from a lack of self-confidence and fear of losing your partner. When left unchecked, they can lead to controlling behavior, constant suspicion, and emotional distance, ultimately driving a wedge between you and your partner. Imagine a woman who constantly checks her partner's phone, convinced he is being unfaithful. This behavior stems from her insecurities and only serves to push her partner away. By allowing jealousy to dominate, you create an atmosphere of mistrust and anxiety, making it difficult for both partners to feel secure and valued in the relationship. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and to cultivate inner peace and confidence. Applying this to relationships involves addressing the root causes of jealousy and insecurity within yourself. This means building self-awareness, self-acceptance, and trust in your partner. For instance, consider a couple who faced jealousy issues when one partner felt insecure about the other's friendships. By having open conversations and working on their self-esteem, they managed to build a more trusting and supportive relationship. Reflect on how jealousy and insecurity have affected your relationships. They likely led to unnecessary arguments and created a tense environment. To combat these feelings, focus on self-improvement and building trust. Engage in self-reflection to understand your triggers and work on developing a stronger sense of self-worth. Recognize that your value is not dependent on your partner's actions, but on your own inherent worth. To foster a healthier relationship, communicate your feelings openly with your partner and work together to address any underlying issues. By being transparent about your insecurities and seeking reassurance in a healthy manner, you create a space where both partners feel understood and supported. Building trust takes time and effort, but it is essential for creating a stable and loving relationship. Embrace the Stoic principle of focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, attitudes, and actions, and let go of the destructive influence of jealousy and insecurity. Seven, control and manipulation. Imagine being trapped in a cage, unable to move freely or express yourself. Control and manipulation in a relationship create a similar sense of confinement, stifling the individuality and autonomy of your partner. This behavior can manifest in various ways, from dictating your partner's actions and decisions to using emotional manipulation to get your way. Such dynamics can lead to resentment, loss of self-esteem, and the eventual breakdown of the relationship. Consider the example of a man who dictates his partner's every move, from her choice of friends to her hobbies. This controlling behavior stifles her individuality and creates an oppressive environment, leading to frustration and suffocation. Epictetus wisely noted, "No man is free who is not master of himself." In a healthy relationship, true love allows partners to flourish as individuals while supporting each other's growth. Stoicism values respect for others' autonomy and the recognition of their intrinsic worth. Applying this principle to relationships means fostering a culture of mutual respect and equality, where both partners feel empowered to be themselves. Instead of seeking to control or manipulate, encourage each other's individuality and personal growth. For example, think of a couple who thrived when they stopped trying to control one another and instead supported each other's passions and goals. Control and manipulation often stem from insecurity and a lack of trust. Addressing these underlying issues within yourself can lead to a more balanced and harmonious relationship. By relinquishing the need for control, you create a space where both partners can thrive and grow. This approach not only strengthens the bond, but also nurtures a healthier, more supportive dynamic. To avoid falling into patterns of control and manipulation, focus on fostering mutual respect and equality. Engage in open and honest communication, allowing each partner to express their needs and desires without fear of judgment. By doing so, you create a partnership built on trust and understanding, where both individuals can flourish and support each other's growth. Embrace the Stoic principle of respecting others' autonomy, and you will find your relationship becoming stronger and more resilient. 8. Neglecting quality time. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to become consumed by work, responsibilities, and distractions, leaving little time for meaningful connection with your partner. Neglecting quality time can lead to feelings of isolation and disconnection, eroding the bond that holds your relationship together. It's like trying to maintain a fire without adding wood. Eventually, the flame will die out. Life's demands often pull us in different directions, making it easy to let quality time with your partner slip through the cracks. Imagine a couple who barely spend any time together because they are so consumed by their careers and social commitments. The emotional distance grows, and the connection weakens, leaving both partners feeling neglected and lonely. Consider how this neglect has impacted your own relationships. You might have noticed a growing sense of disconnection where once you shared laughter and deep conversations, now there is silence and distance. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle, but without regular, meaningful interactions, relationships wither. To counteract this, prioritize spending quality time together. Set aside dedicated moments each week to reconnect and engage in activities that foster closeness and joy. It could be as simple as cooking dinner together, taking a walk, or having a heartfelt conversation. By making this a priority, you nurture the bond you share and keep your relationship vibrant and fulfilling. Embracing a Stoic mindset, focus on being present and intentional in your actions. Recognize the value of the time you spend with your partner, and make a conscious effort to invest in your relationship. By doing so, you not only strengthen your connection, but also create lasting memories that enrich your lives together. And 9. Unresolved conflict. Imagine a wound that's left untreated, festering and becoming more painful over time. Unresolved conflicts in a relationship are much like that wound. They can cause ongoing pain and resentment, undermining the health of your bond. When conflicts are left unaddressed, they fester and grow, creating a toxic environment that can lead to further misunderstandings and emotional distance. Conflict is a natural part of any relationship, but how you handle it determines its impact. Avoiding discussions about disagreements, hoping they will disappear, only allows unresolved issues to pile up, leading to explosive arguments. Picture a couple who never addressed their differences, resulting in a mountain of grievances that eventually erupted, damaging their connection irreparably. Consider the negative impact unresolved conflicts have had on your relationships. They likely created tension and resentment, making it difficult to move forward and causing emotional rifts. Addressing conflicts head-on and finding resolutions can strengthen your bond, fostering a healthier and more understanding relationship. To effectively resolve conflicts, approach disagreements with empathy and a genuine desire to understand your partner's perspective. Instead of aiming to win the argument, focus on finding common ground and compromise. For example, think of a couple who managed to overcome a significant disagreement by actively listening to each other and working together to find a mutually acceptable solution. Stoicism teaches us to address challenges with courage and clarity, focusing on solutions rather than dwelling on problems. In relationships, this means tackling conflicts directly, with a mindset of understanding and resolution. By addressing issues as they arise and working together to find common ground, you prevent resentment from taking root and create a more harmonious and resilient relationship. Embrace this approach to cultivate a partnership that can withstand difficulties and grow stronger over time. 10. Lack of support. You come home after a grueling day, having just missed out on a deal you worked tirelessly for. You're hoping for a little comfort, a kind word, or just someone to share your disappointment with. Instead, your partner seems distant or uninterested. That feeling of being alone, even when someone is right there, can be incredibly tough. Without support, whether it's emotional, practical, or financial, the challenges you face can feel even heavier, and your bond can start to fray. Support is the foundation of a strong relationship. When you feel like you're going through life's difficulties without your partner's backing, it's like trying to scale a mountain without any gear. The absence of support can create a sense of isolation, and the emotional distance that grows can make things feel even worse. Think about those times when you felt unsupported. Maybe you were dealing with something tough and hoped for some extra encouragement, only to be met with indifference. That lack of support can leave you feeling frustrated and disconnected. To strengthen your relationship, focus on being there for each other. This means listening actively, offering help when needed, and showing that you care. By making a genuine effort to support one another, you build trust and strengthen your bond. By embracing the Stoic principle of mutual support, you can create a partnership that's resilient and fulfilling. When both of you are committed to being there for each other, your relationship becomes a source of strength and joy, even through the toughest times. 11. Overly critical attitude. Imagine living in an atmosphere where you're constantly on edge, fearing criticism at every turn. When an overly critical attitude dominates your relationship, it creates a stifling environment where both partners feel judged and undervalued. This relentless scrutiny can quickly erode self-esteem and trust, making it nearly impossible for your bond to thrive. Instead of feeling uplifted, you may find yourselves caught in a cycle of negativity, where every interaction feels like a potential attack. Now picture a scenario where one partner continually criticizes the other's choices, appearance, or actions. This behavior doesn't just point out flaws, it chips away at the foundation of self-worth. Over time, such criticism can lead to feelings of inadequacy and create an emotional distance that's hard to bridge. Rather than fostering growth, it breeds resentment and defensiveness. Rather than falling into a pattern of constant critique, consider how a more supportive approach can transform your relationship. Shifting the focus from what's wrong to what's right can drastically improve how you both feel. Highlighting your partner's strengths and acknowledging their efforts helps build a more positive and encouraging environment. It's not just about avoiding criticism, but actively celebrating and reinforcing each other's positive traits. Empathy plays a crucial role here. By genuinely listening to your partner and offering constructive feedback, you foster an atmosphere of mutual respect and understanding. Recognize that everyone makes mistakes, and instead of using these moments as opportunities for criticism, use them as chances to grow together. Your relationship becomes stronger and more resilient when both partners feel valued and supported. Incorporating kindness and appreciation into your daily interactions builds a foundation of trust and affection. When you focus on positive reinforcement and celebrate your partner's achievements, you create a more nurturing and harmonious environment. This approach not only strengthens your bond, but also helps both partners feel more connected and secure in the relationship. 12. Lack of personal growth. Think of a once clear river that's now choked with debris and stagnant. Just as the river loses its vibrancy when it stops flowing, a relationship can become dull and uninspired when personal growth is lacking. When partners stop seeking self-improvement and challenge, the connection between them can become stagnant, losing its dynamic energy. The result is a relationship that feels flat and uninspiring, where both partners may feel stuck in a repetitive cycle. Picture a couple who has settled into a routine that lacks excitement or ambition. Their days blend into one another, and their personal dreams and passions are left by the wayside. This inertia doesn't just affect them individually, but seeps into their relationship, making it harder to find joy and fulfillment together. Just as a pond needs fresh water to thrive, a relationship needs continuous growth and development to remain engaging and alive. To rejuvenate your relationship, prioritize personal growth as a shared goal. Embrace opportunities to learn, explore new interests, and support each other's ambitions. When both partners strive for personal development, they bring renewed energy and inspiration into the relationship. This mutual encouragement fosters a more vibrant and exciting connection, where growth is celebrated rather than feared. Supporting each other's growth involves more than just verbal encouragement. It requires active participation. Engage in each other's passions, set new goals together, and celebrate milestones. By taking an interest in your partner's journey and sharing your own, you contribute to a more dynamic and fulfilling relationship. This active involvement helps keep the connection fresh and stimulating. Incorporating growth into your relationship isn't just about avoiding stagnation. It's about building a partnership that thrives on mutual encouragement and shared aspirations. By cultivating an environment where both partners are motivated to evolve, you create a relationship that is continually renewing itself. This approach fosters a deeper connection, where both partners feel inspired and engaged, making your relationship a source of joy and vitality. Conclusion. Navigating relationships can be like steering through a maze full of twists and turns that demand our constant attention. The key to a fulfilling and resilient connection lies in understanding and addressing behaviors that may weaken it. By applying the wisdom of Stoic philosophy, you can turn challenges into opportunities for growth, fostering stronger bonds with those you cherish. Remember, a healthy relationship isn't built in a day. It's the result of ongoing effort and self-awareness. Recognize and tackle these destructive behaviors, and you'll pave the way for deeper, more meaningful connections. Stoic principles teach us the value of open communication, gratitude, and mutual support. Incorporating these into your relationship can transform it into a source of joy and strength. By embracing these principles, you commit to nurturing a relationship grounded in respect and understanding. As you focus on personal growth and shared aspirations, you'll see your connections flourish, growing stronger and more vibrant over time. The journey may be challenging, but the rewards of a harmonious and fulfilling relationship are well worth the effort.